Well, welcome back to Soda City Live, everyone. The City of Columbia Parks and Recreation is going to be hosting 2 one-day workshops at the Columbia Arts Center, and pieces from one of the activities is going to be featured in this year's Winter Solstice Parade. Joining me with more information on this is Ranger Karen. Now, her last name is Kustovic, right?
Nicely done.
She said I can just call her Ranger Karen, and I'm glad to do that. So I love all your display. You have these 2 different one-day workshops.
Right.
Tell us about the first workshop and what here they'd be making.
Sure. The lantern workshops are at the Columbia Arts Center, and you can find information about that at columbiasc.gov.
Okay.
And during the workshop, we'll give you the materials to assemble something like this. And we do ask that participants bring whatever type of light they'd like to use.
Okay.
And we will build the lantern around that. So
Awesome. So the lantern is made of what?
willow twigs. So you've got some right there. I cut
Yes.
these just this afternoon, and you'll
Love it.
notice that these are really wonderfully pliant.
Yes.
And so while this lantern is the basic tripod, easy to make, if you want to be creative, we've had people construct fish and all sorts of other wonderful
Right,
shapes, because you
right.
can do this and then cover it with
Oh,
paper.
wow, I was expecting that to break.
Right.
No,
It's,
yeah,
willow is just
right.
a terrific medium to work
And then
with.
what is the paper covering around
That
it?
is tracing paper slathered with Mod Podge.
Oh, don't you love Mod Podge for everything?
Very
Yeah.
much. And so it's really pretty flexible. You can do a lot with it. You can incorporate ginkgo leaves or flowers or pansies
Wonderful.
or fern leaves. And if you're doing this at home and just taking inspiration from what we've got here,
Yes.
you can construct these at your house. You can substitute parchment paper if you bake a lot. You've got
Right.
some of that on hand. And Elmer's. It might not be quite as transparent, but you can still get there.
So Karen, as far as lights then, anything like, I like what you held up, this sort of
Right.
thing could go underneath it, or something, I mean, just anything with a battery pack and lights, or I guess you
Right.
could plug in something underneath it.
Well, it depends. If you're coming to our lantern parade, we'll give you a stick, and you
Oh,
want it
that's
to be
perfect.
portable. If you're using it in your house,
Then it could.
It can be a plug-in. And I want to really stress here,
Yes.
please make it plug-in or battery. Do not use candles around this stuff.
Yes.
And the last thing we
won't be
need to
good.
do is call the fire department.
Thank
That is not how to light up the shortest, darkest
Ranger
day.
Karen says no. That's a good point. Tell us then, when you say walking in the parade, tell us about this parade.
So this parade marks the shortest, darkest day of the year, the winter solstice, right? We've
Yes.
started that slide, we changed the clocks, we are now heading into darker and darker days.
Right.
And I always want to celebrate the coming of the light.
Yes.
You know, we're all programmed for that. I think long before the industrial age, people lived a more agrarian and paid
Yes.
attention to the celestial calendar.
That's
so
right, yes.
marking that turning point,
Yes.
solstice means sun stands still.
Yes.
You know, it's just neat to do that with light and the light of your friends.
What a wonder. Is it downtown? What
We
route
do this
you
at
do?
Riverfront Park.
Riverfront Park. Perfect.
We
Yes.
gather, the solstice is Wednesday the 21st this year. We'll gather at 5:30, help everybody get lanterns mounted onto their poles, and then parade down into the park and have hot cocoa and marshmallows.
Ah,
and
that sounds wonderful, and I love this video. It just looks so inviting. What a unifying time, and these lanterns that I see are amazing. So that's the paper lanterns workshop. Then you have the face jugs workshop.
And I'm not a potter, so I'm not going to be able to give you as many details, but I can just encourage anyone who's got a creative itch. You can find so much at our city's Arts Center. Bohumila Augustanova, our director there, does a really
Yes.
wonderful
Where
job.
is it, Karen?
It is right on Taylor Street, right downtown in the heart of the city.
How
And
awesome.
boy, they've just got a phenomenal set of offerings there.
That's inviting. Tell me about this. Did you just bring this?
I brought that because it does also light up.
Oh.
But it is made from Iliagnis, which is Russian olive. And I am, over the holidays,
Beautiful.
going to do pop-up workshops where people can grab some of this and weave their own wreaths for absolutely
Oh,
free.
wow.
Iliagnis is an invasive plant, and it chokes out a lot of habitat in the parks. So,
Kind of like a kudzu?
oh, worse.
Oh, really?
Really. It's just
Okay.
awful. We've got a
Okay.
couple invasives that I would love to invite everybody to come and
Yes.
mow down.
Yes,
But that's
yes.
another segment.
Oh, you'll have to come back for that. But this is wonderful. So I'm so excited about all these offerings. And if we can put the full screen information up so you can see the details of it. Again, the Columbia Arts Center to host the one-day workshops. And at the Columbia Arts Center, December 7th and 14th. Deadline to register is November 30th. $10 per person, that's
Yeah,
all.
what a bargain.
Wow. And then just bring the lights for the lanterns that you're going to be making. And then you can watch this interview again to get more information. What's the website then? You mentioned it at the beginning.
ColumbiaSC.gov.